What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Monday? Titans coming off the bye and have more dubs on a bye week than they've had in 2 years. Easton is freezing at his house. I will ask Easton the updated temperature inside his home as he will battle through this Monday morning show with elements affecting him just like they were in Oregon and Iowa on Saturday, right? We can make this thing. We can take this bit a long way.
Sure.
We're going to discuss a lot of the wins the Titans got on the bye week. The first overall draft pick position is currently in the hands of Mike Borgonzi. What will happen moving forward? Can the Titans keep it? Will they win it away? Will somebody else be a threat to this? And we'll go through the 5 wins that we counted that the Titans got over the weekend while being on the bye. And we'll go through all of the layers of that as Easton stacking layers as well. So let's get this thing off and rolling here. I'm glad you're battling through this. I appreciate that. We'll talk through all of it here momentarily.
Yeah, good morning. I don't want to make it out like I'm really struggling here. It's not like it's sub-zero in my house, but it is like in the 40s, which is annoying for indoors.
That's very cold inside.
It is very cold inside, but I'm a big boy and we can handle it. The coldest night of the year in Nashville by far is when my heat decided that it was going to quit working. I don't know why.
Usually that's when it happens, though.
Right. Well, and it was like a delayed understanding on my part because it was relatively warm throughout the day and the house is insulated. And so it was just like it was normal temperature all day until the evening when the heat's supposed to kick on. And I was like, man, it's kind of cold up here. Like, did I not turn it back on since I got back from the wedding I was at this weekend? And then I was fiddling with it and then I was like, oh no, it's not working. Great. So that's easier said than done to handle when you also have a wife and a baby in the house. So there's, how do we keep the baby from freezing overnight? But we're all right. It's fine. We'll fix it later today, and we'll get rolling on the morning show here because we do have some interesting things to talk about. The Titans did get some wins. We're going to discuss it all, but not until you like the show. So on Facebook and on YouTube, hit that like button for us. Very easy, very free. Hit that thumbs up right below our faces on your screen, and then jump into the comments with Nick and Curtis and Jason and Steven and Eric and Ann Herndon. Hello to all of you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Good to see all of you here with us. We appreciate you being here and being a part of the conversation.
You there? Talk for me. Now your audio's out. Oh, now you're okay. You did the whole thing where you now you're messed up. So you jump out and I'll
be back.
Yep. All right. Welcome to A to Z Sports here live on a Monday, getting off to a chilly start here to kick off this week. We go live every weekday morning at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. If you will, do us a solid, and this actually is a good thing for you guys. Google has this new thing where you can follow us on Google. So there you go. I just pasted the link in the chat for you guys. Follow us on Google. That goes a long way for us as a company. You can have us as a preferred search outlet for you and whatever you're looking for your Titans content. They got you right there. Google is changing some things, and follow us on Google. That's a big deal. But also have to thank our sponsors because they make it happen for us and they help out all of you. Like Wilson County Hyundai, make them a part of your new car buying process. See them in Lebanon or online at wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. They are local and in the area at bartondrury.com. We've also got our friends at Botero Carts. Life is short. Buy a golf cart. 2 locations that serve you, Columbia and in Gallatin. And Window Nation, take advantage of the Window Nation end-of-year sale through November. 50% off all windows, and you could get 0% financing for 5 years. So, Easton, you are back. Let's give it
Is this thing on? Hello?
Working now. We're good. So, it is cold inside your house. What other things inside your house will quit during this show when your heat isn't working and the outside temperature is like, I don't know if it's in the 20s, but it's at least like touching.
It is currently 30 degrees.
In the house or outside?
Outside. Goodness no.
Okay.
No,
So
no, it's
that's
not
good to
yet.
know.
It's not yet 30 degrees in the house. It will if the HVAC guy doesn't show up soon.
Yes. So, by the way, shameless plug. I just read our sponsors for the show, and
No HVAC guy in there.
we do not have an HVAC company. So
What's
I'm just
a
saying.
sports show without an HVAC sponsor?
I mean, yeah, I'm
It's
just
kind of a
saying.
marriage that has
There,
been
there's
long storied.
there's opportunity available. Just saying.
That's right.
All right.
And I've got a job for you.
Yeah.
So
like now, I will pay you money because I am cold.
That's right.
I'm surprised you even need that thermos for your Celsius this morning. You can just
I
leave
really
it out.
don't. It's force of habit. I super don't.
All right, so let's dive into this. The Titans are on a bye week, and they are. I mean, it was a much needed bye. I hope everybody enjoyed their Titans bye week. I also had a Vols bye week on top of it. Thank goodness. My heart rate stayed so normal compared to watching the Vols stress me out on Saturday and the Titans just piss me off on a Sunday. So we can work through all of those emotions. I hope everybody did have a good bye week. You went to a wedding, properly timed wedding during the football season, right during the bye week for you.
Indeed.
How great planning on your end on that one. So for
extreme luck on my buddy's part, actually. He was like, "You want to be at my wedding in the fall?" And I was like, "Sure, but I don't know if I can." And then he just nailed it on accident. So.
Nailed it. It reminds me of when I was in radio as a producer. I was helping the sounds out. I was board opping a lot of Nashville Sounds baseball games. The play-by-play guy, his wife had delivered their baby during the 5 days off of the All-Star break.
That's high
minor
level
league baseball
right
is insane.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into this. The Titans get more wins on the bye week than the last 2 years combined. That is not just me just making something up. No, I counted 4 wins for the Tennessee Titans the last 2 seasons, and they could add a couple more. I counted 5 wins the Titans got over the weekend when they did not play a football game. So we can just walk through this, right? I mean, 4 of them are right there on the graphic. Easton, you did a good job. The Jets get a big win. They beat the Cleveland Browns. The Saints upset Tyler Shuck, upset the Carolina Panthers. That's a big win. 2 1-win teams add a second win to the resume, and that means the Titans are the only 1-win team left standing. The Miami Dolphins were a 2-win team, the NWI.
The fighting NWIs.
I don't know if he did anything yesterday besides
that picture's from the game, so he must have done something to get the photographer's attention.
I didn't even know he wore number 18 these days in Miami. He probably blocked downfield for HAN as he was sprinting for 1,000,000 yards.
I now need to see if he did anything on the stat sheet, but continue.
So while you looked it up, the Dolphins just shocked the Bills and have like a double-digit underdog upset win, blowout win over the Buffalo Bills. And Derrick Henry, speaking of the former Titans in that box, Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens, they win in Minnesota against the Vikings in purple versus purple. So why are the Ravens on there? Because it makes sense that the 2 1-win teams and the Dolphins 2 wins, now 3 wins are on there, but the Ravens are on there because if you listen to Mike Borgonzi last week, you want the Ravens to make the playoffs.
That's right.
And now the Ravens
won 4 straight.
Yeah, the Ravens have won a lot of games in a row. They're on their path there. So Easton,
NWI 1 catch for 1 reception for 7 yards, by the way.
Perfect. That's about right. Sounds like 2021 all over again for NWI. All right, so this and the Steelers lost as Nando F1BX says.
Come on, YouTube. Get it together.
This is a YouTube-wide thing because I've heard it's happening on other channels as well. The Ravens, so that's 4. I've got 5.
Okay.
5 wins for the Titans.
What you got?
Does anybody want to guess what the other win is?
I mean, I have a guess.
You have a guess. I know you have a guess.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to shoot, as people might try to guess, I'm going to put up the Tankathon draft order currently because the Tennessee Titans on the bye week are sitting by themselves with 1 win on the season, 1-8. Saints win yesterday. They're 2-8. The Giants would have been on this win list if they could have survived Chicago.
Those blockhead Giants, man, are the only disappointment from yesterday for the Titans.
Jackson Dart goes into concussion protocol. Shocker. By the way, he's been playing.
You cannot tell me that Russell Wilson, with a straight face, gives you a better chance to win at this point than Jameis Winston. Like, just stop with this, please. But also,
Uh,
by the way, if folks missed this little tidbit, the Giants, this was their 4th straight road game that they lost, in which they led at one point by double digits.
Brutal.
We know that this year, one of those was the famous 26 unanswered points to the Broncos in the 4th quarter. Another real disappointment. And making the Bears, another side note for our buddy Sam Phelan. I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on this morning. Bears are the fraud watch team in the league right now. They are the team that continues to get away with it that probably shouldn't be. But hey, a win's a win, so good for them.
All right, then we've got the Browns and the Jets play each other. The right team for the Titans won. The Jets and Browns now 2-7. The Raiders at 2-7. Miami at 3-7. Washington stinks, but they have a quarterback. That's good. Shout out Traylon Burks. Apparently was the Commanders' leading receiver, a game that I did not pay attention to at all. So
that Marcus Mariota Traylon Burks connection, man.
Who would thunk it? So a lot of people have guessed it. The 5th win for the Titans. Do you want to guess it, Easton? What is the 5th win for the Titans over the bye week?
I'm going to guess it has to do with the young fellas the Titans are hoping they can sell the rights to.
That is correct, because Fernando Mendoza led Indiana on an incredible Heisman potential moment in Happy Valley to beat Penn State with an incredible drive, the whole damn field, and threw a sick touchdown pass in the back of the end zone to Cooper with a incredible catch in a big-time moment. So now Fernando Mendoza looks like a number 1 overall draft pick type quarterback.
Another side note from me, I mean, genuinely a top 5 toe tap catch I've ever seen. Like, I don't think that's hard. I mean, maybe top 3, maybe 1. I don't know. Like, it's hard to beat the Super Bowl Santonio Holmes. Like, that the moment, obviously, of that is one thing. But that was, for him to elevate the lower foot long enough for the foot inbounds to get down.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. And another side note, for the ref to have gotten the call right in the moment, a rare moment for us to give the ref a little praise. Incredible call on a really tricky
Coleman for Auburn had a catch that was just as insane against Vandy, but wasn't a touchdown and was called incomplete at first. And you're like, hold on a second. How did that guy do that? That was nuts. And then, yes, honorable mention for Gus Johnson's play call on the touchdown pass.
So Gus Johnson is clearly like a Rorschach test in college. Everyone either loves or hates him, it seems.
Love him.
Okay, I was going to ask. I love him, but some people think it's the most unprofessional nonsense ever, apparently. Some people despise him, which I don't get at all.
No, there's no way. There's no way you can not like Gus Johnson, because every game that he calls comes down to the moment. Comes down to the very end. He does not call blowouts.
That's right. And I think my lasting memory from last year's college football season, forget the wins, forget the best teams, the best players, it was Gus Johnson's call of the Ohio State-Michigan game. Yeah. Jack Sawyer, the hero! That call is unbelievable. It's the best.
He basically had the same thing happen to his voice.
Captain Jack! It's so good.
All right, so I've got, before we dive into our first question, I have a crazy, like, is history repeating itself type situation here with the Titans being in the spot that they are. But first, let me tell you guys a little bit about our friends at Barton Drury Insurance Group. Customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. BartonDrury.com is the website. The phone number is right there, 615-806-1265. They can help you out with whatever insurance needs you're looking for. It is the month of November. It is open enrollment season for a lot of people out there. Somebody's got a birthday coming up too, I think, as well. But by the way, Barton Drury Insurance Group, they can help you out if you need your family health coverage. They got that. If you're looking for home, rental, auto, boat, umbrella coverage and policies, 401k planning, A to Z Sports has our employee benefits plus our workers' comp policy through Barton Drury Insurance Group, and they help us out tremendously with all of those things. And Easton, do you have something to add here? You looked like you were about to say something.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say A to Z Sports also has our boat insured through Barton Drury Insurance.
Yes, the A to Z Sports boat is insured.
The yacht.
BartonDrury.com. Yes, BartonDrury.com is where to go for that. So check them out online for all of your insurance needs, BartonDrury.com.
I hate that you clocked the stupid bit that was going through my mind that I was actively trying to get myself not to chime in with. We're also sponsored by BTA Sports. It's on my hat, and we love them. You got to use the code in the description below to get a 14-day free trial. New deal going on with BTA Sports right now. You can use our code to get, I believe, $20 off the annual subscription to BTA Sports. So it goes from $99 to $79. That is a great deal for you to inform your bets to make more money betting with BTA Sports. They're going to help you out. Check them out. BTA Sports, better for bettors.
BTA helped me win a parlay yesterday. We'll tell you more about that when it's my turn to talk about BTA. So there is history repeating itself. Marvo says history repeating itself. Hopefully not in a bad way this go around. No, it's a good way. Because let's just rewind 10 years. The Titans have a top pick rookie quarterback. The coach gets fired midseason. His name is not Mike. An interim coach, Mike, takes over. I'm not talking about the future of that interim Mike right now, but just bear with me.
Yeah, scratch that part, please.
The Titans earn the number 1 overall draft pick. They trade the pick away to a team in a big market who comes up all the way and drafts a quarterback who played at Cal.
How about that? A team, by the way, that not off the list of teams that could do it this year. They acquired an additional first-round pick last year with their future at quarterback in mind. Now, their current quarterback is old, but he's playing incredible MVP-level football. Would not be the most shocking thing in the world if the same team did it. Just saying.
Just saying. Because where are the LA Rams sitting here? They have the Falcons pick.
That's right. People are probably initially thinking, well, the Rams, they may have the 30th pick in the. Well, no. The Falcons decided they needed that Tennessee pass rusher so badly that they were willing to. And listen, hey, I'm not saying that player by himself is the difference, but the Falcons, to sort of their credit, a team that for the last 20 years has been known for having, like, their whole thing was that we don't rush the passer. They're the best defense by DVOA this year, and they sacked the quarterback 6 times yesterday in a loss, but against a very good Indianapolis offensive line. They're getting after it. So, I guess it's a win-win, I suppose, but the Rams the Rams situation is going to be so interesting, and I think how the season ends is a big part of it, obviously.
Yeah, and them having the Falcons pick, because where does that Falcons pick land,
Where does it land? But also, the Rams right now are very comfortably in the Super Bowl conversation. They are the best or the second best team in the NFC, depending on what your opinion is, but they're at the top. They are, everyone's talking about how this week it's going to be absolute cinema getting to watch the Rams and the Seahawks play. It's going to be an awesome, awesome game. And, one of those teams representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, at this point, I think people would expect that to probably happen. Not discounting the Eagles entirely, but they're playing better ball than the Eagles right now, both of those teams. If the Rams were to win another ring, is that a Stafford rides off into the sunset moment?
Could be.
I would if I was him.
Yeah, I absolutely, especially with the back situation going on, for sure. So,
right. And then they need a quarterback, and they've got 2 picks.
Yeah, Rayskull brings up the Browns, the Jets, and the Rams. 3 good trade partners right now. I think you're leaving out some teams.
Yeah,
I'll just pull it back up here. Now I gotta hide that. So let me do that real fast. But I left the top. I went 13th pick in there because I think Baltimore winning 3 in a row to get to where they're at, because if they make the playoffs and Draymond Jones gets 2 total sacks post-trade, the Titans improve one of their day 3 draft picks. But I think
very close to getting a sack yesterday, by the way. I don't know if anyone
but that doesn't count. That does not
very,
count.
very close.
There was no horseshoe sacks.
That's right.
In the trade.
I almost got excited. I was like, oh, there it is. No, okay, never mind.
So you've got trade partners. Are the Saints a trade partner?
Sure. Listen.
Tyler Shuck just helped them win a game. But
speaking, for quarterback. Oh, yeah. No. I don't think. Listen, we'll see how Tyler Shuck finishes the year, but that'd be awfully bold of them too.
Because
they got 2 young guys.
Rayskull says Browns, Jets, Rams. So there's also number 6 Vegas, number 7 Miami are right there too.
Right,
and
those
then
2
you
teams
also
would have to have some things change, but
yep,
not crazy.
Sure, which is there's a lot of time for that.
Arizona, same boat, by the way.
I was going to say 11 next. So there's a lot. So you're looking at current pick holders 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11.
And by the way, they're not on the screen, but I don't think you can discount the Steelers from the quarterback conversation either.
No.
I'd have to refresh myself
Did
on
you
their draft
hear what?
capital.
Did you
But
hear what Mike Tomlin said last night? He was asked about Aaron Rodgers. He's like, "How do you think? How would you assess Aaron Rodgers' play tonight?" And he goes, "How would you?" That was the answer.
Cool.
So not very happy
Awesome.
there. So there's a lot of trade back partners. I think it's a good thing. And you have the pick, and Fernando Mendoza had his Heisman Trophy #1 overall draft pick moment.
That's some real aura farming on his part, by the way. Let's call a spade a spade. He kind of phoned it in for a quarter and a half to set himself up to. This was a little chestnut checkers on old Fernando's part. He didn't play an awesome game for a good portion of that game until the end.
I know Penn State's got good defensive players, but and it was at Penn State, but it's also come on, they've been complete ass the entire season. They fired James Franklin and were willing to pay him his $50 million buyout with some offset language in there. So it's this isn't like Fernando Mendoza Heisman moment, to beat Ohio State in the shoe. No. I know he did beat Oregon out of Oregon earlier in the year, so he's got that on his
impressive win.
Heisman moment. You beat a team that fired their coach in September. Oh my God.
I know. Our buddy James Foster, I think, put it the best way. And he's a big Indiana fan. He said on Twitter that this was the first time this year that Indiana's team of 3 stars looked like a bunch of 3 stars playing a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. That's kind of how that game felt. Because Penn State is a bunch of 4 and 5 stars.
Yeah, they've got probably the top 5 most draft picks on their current rosters in the sport right now in college football. So anyway, all right, Easton, before we get to our first question, I'm going to ask you this too. So obviously the Titans had 5 wins that happened over the weekend while on a bye. You get teams that were threatening you to be the top draft pick to all win. The Ravens win. That helps you out in the draft pick on day 3 race. And then Fernando Mendoza has his moment for the public to buy in on him a little bit more. What is your what other takeaways do you have from this situation the Titans have kind of found themselves in coming out of the bye?
Well, you mentioned Mendoza's moment. I don't want to. I know that he's the hot name. He's the quarterback on the best team right now in terms of NFL quarterbacks that we're talking about. It is all the rage, the Indiana Hoosiers. So, and he's going to be a top pick. There's no doubt about that. I don't want to discount the other 2 guys that also got wins and also had some impressive moments over the weekend. The kind of 3-pack of quarterbacks that are all pretty locked into being the top 3 quarterbacks in this class. I think there's a lot of football left to play. But if you told me that, it was somebody other than Ty Simpson and Dante Moore that consisted of the other 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks. I think those 3, Mendoza, Moore, and Simpson, are going to be the guys. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's not the order that we're talking. I mean, Mendoza, again, big spot, going to have some big opportunities to have his moment that we talk about, the CJ Stroud playoff moment kind of thing. He's also, according to a lot of evaluators at this point, maybe the most limited of the 3, just from a physical standpoint. He's a big guy. He's not unathletic by any means. He's got a big arm. But the arm talent that Dante Moore brings to the table and the athleticism surpasses what Mendoza has. And Simpson is just Captain Teach tape every weekend when it comes to fundamentals for a guy that has only played now, 9 college starts. So these are guys that are all
stereotypical coach's son too.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. So, and so these guys they've all got something about them that's going to be real attractive. They all had big moments over the weekend. Oregon surviving against Iowa in what looked like the nastiest, most miserable game ever. And then Ty Simpson continues to just put really impressive throws on tape that I see on my feed every weekend. These are all guys that the Titans, and we're going to talk here in a minute about, if the Titans finish with the first pick, what does that mean? The second pick, what does that mean? I don't think this is a class that for the Titans' purposes, you just have to have the top pick. Obviously, you'd like to have the top pick for the most value. But, I mean, Austin, I'll be surprised if these 3 guys don't all go top 5 at this point. I think something pretty dramatic will have to happen in the back half of this college, or the back third of this college season, for 3 of the top 5 picks to be quarterbacks. And if the Titans have one of those top 5 picks, they're likely to be in a position to leverage somebody.
Sure. 100% agree. So let's ask this question, Easton. How many more games do you think the Titans will win this season? How many more games do you think the Titans will win this season? So I'll let you throw that in the chat here. How many more games do you think the Titans will win this season. But first, let me tell you guys about my new friends at Window Nation. WindowNation.com is where to go in for the month of November. You get 50% off all window styles at Window Nation, and you go to windownation.com for that free estimate. They come over to your house. There's nothing that you have to do other than just say, hey, I'm available at this time. They come over doing a really phenomenal presentation to show you what your current windows are, what their windows have, the different levels of their windows. Did you know that there's like linings of silver layers in your windows in good performing silver? Yeah, I'm about to get triple silver layered windows. My current windows have 0 silver in them, which is why they are cold. Outside. We're cold right now because it's cold outside. So my new windows that are coming 2 weeks from tomorrow will not have the outside weather affect the inside of our house. It'll up the value of our home. It'll be so much easier to manage, to clean. They're going to be great. We can't wait for them. They're coming in soon, and 50% off all window styles for you this month. The end of year sale for Window Nation, and you could get up to 0% financing for 5 years. 5 years is a possibility. There's a lot of different ways you can finance these things and help out with whatever your situation is. WindowNation.com is where to go. Again, there's so many different options for you. I'm a testament. You're going to save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. WindowNation.com.
We're also powered by BTA Sports. Better for bettors. Check them out with the link in the description below to sign up for a 14-day free trial and then get $20 off your annual pass to BTA Sports machine learning analytics app for bettors. It's for serious sports fans, for serious bettors who want to up their game. Check them out. BTA Sports. Austin, a quick note from my buddy, where did it go? My buddy Drew, who certainly pays closer attention to the draft scene this time of year than I do. It seems like Dante Moore is a 2027 guy at the present. Definitely Simpson over Mendoza on his board right now. So the possibility of one of these guys, or I guess, could any of them go? Simpson obviously could go back, right? And Dante Moore could go back.
Mendoza is just a junior.
So all three theoretically could.
True.
But it's one of those things where if any or all of them are projected to be top 10, top 5 draft picks,
well,
their agents and everyone in their lives are going to be pushing them to go get that money.
Yeah, because look at what happened to Nussmeier and Drew Aller, 2 guys who went back last year who have completely fallen off a cliff.
Great point. It's not all roses if you go back.
And then who else is going back next year? Arch Manning is,
That's
right? Like which was the plan the whole time. But especially now that his season has been not what he wanted or anybody from Texas wanted or expected. So, yeah, the 2027 class, you're just taking some risks. So if you're hot right now, do it.
Yep,
right?
It's a risk, but also fair to point out that even higher stakes to get the first pick, which is what we're talking about this morning, because you can't for sure bank on all 3 guys coming out.
Totally. Okay, so we asked the question: how many more games will the Titans win this season? I'll put up the schedule if you want to go find the comments here. Because here's what the Titans have left. They're about to host the Texans, who are coming off a miraculous comeback, 19 points down the fourth quarter from Davis Mills over the division foe, the Jags. So you've got the Texans, the freaking red hot flaming. I mean, they're like blue hot. They're so hot. They're like the fire is not.
The Titans should forfeit week 12.
Yeah,
it's going to be unsafe for. It's going to be unsafe for work. It's going to be unsafe for children. Crazy. It's going to be unsafe for the players on the field.
Yeah, Jags. I told you this a couple weeks ago. I was like, Titans could be the Jags once, right? And you said could, sure. You get Jags. You get at Cleveland. At San Francisco, who knows who will be healthy or not healthy for the Niners at that point. Mm-hmm. You host the Chiefs. You got those Saints, those pesky Saints coming to town late.
The Tank Bowl.
At the Jags again. So how many more games will the Titans win this season? What are you seeing from the chat right here?
You'll be shocked to learn that the numbers are all low. Seeing a lot of 1s and 2s. 2, 2, 1 to 2. Can I find anybody? Okay, so a couple of nuns.
I also could have asked, where will the Titans be picking in the first round next year? 1, 2, 1 to 2. I don't know.
That's right. It is roughly the same conversation.
Except for the zeros.
That's right. 0 is not an uncommon answer in the chat. At least 1, because they're the Titans, so they're going to have a disappointing loss, is what that user says. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Can I find a single person that says more than 2? No. Average.
I see Ryan Doty on Facebook says maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, this guy's just trolling.
Malachi, 3. They'll ruin getting the first pick.
I'd say the chat average is 1 because we're getting kind of an equal smattering of zeros, ones, and twos. Austin, what does your gut say when you look at this schedule?
So do you think, real quick, do you think a 2-15 season for the Titans gets in the first draft pick?
Yes.
So now
I'd be curious to go back through history. How many 2-win teams didn't? Yeah, that's pretty hard.
The Titans.
Right, but like that's an exception, right? It's got to be an exception.
I mean, the Titans didn't. If I'm correct, I think the Titans won 2 games in Whisenhunt's first year, or maybe was it 3? They won 2 games and 3 games in back-to-back seasons. I don't remember which one was which.
I will go find it.
I want to say they won 2 games
because that'd have been 2015.
2014.
They won 2. They went 2-14 in 2014, and then won 3 games the following year.
So they went 2 wins and had the second pick because they got Mariota after the Bucs took Winston.
Right, and then they had 3 wins and got the first pick.
Correct. So there's an example. The Titans got it.
Right, but that in and of itself, those 2 years is kind of my case in point that if you have 3 or fewer wins, you usually have the first overall pick.
Now here's the caveat to this, because if we're talking about if you think 2 wins in it, let's just say you got a lot of 2-win football teams right here that are really bad.
Yeah, that's the other point, is that for the Titans to get 2 wins and not get the first overall pick, that means that the Saints, Giants, Browns, Jets, Raiders, we talk about a parlay. They all fail to win a single game the rest of the year.
You just need 1. Look at that SOS, the strength of schedule number on the towards the right side of that.
Right. So wait. I'm doing it backwards in my head.
The Titans have the second hardest strength of schedule, according to Tankathon, behind the Houston Texans.
Yep. Yeah. I was doing the golf thing backwards in my head.
If the Titans beat the Texans this upcoming weekend, and the Saints, the Giants, the Browns, the Jets, and the Raiders all lose, I don't know who they play, but if all those 2-win teams lose and the Titans beat the Texans on Sunday at home.
Wait, no, I wasn't doing it backwards. I'm right.
The Titans dropped to the 6th pick.
Yeah. So hang on. What I was saying was that if the Titans get a second win and the rest of these 2-win teams do not, the Titans go to the 6th pick, was what I was trying to say. Their strength of schedule is such that they would be the worst pick of the 2-win teams.
Exactly.
We're saying the same thing, right? Okay.
Yes. So
my point is, for the Titans to get to 2 wins and not get the first pick means, I see. Yeah. Okay. But let me simplify what I'm trying to say. My point is, there are 5 2-win teams right now.
Yep.
And they all have.
You play 2 of them.
You play 2 of them. They all have 8-ish games left to play. They're all liable to win another game. Like one game is all it takes. And some of these teams play each other. So basically what I'm trying to say is it'd be really hard for the Titans to get to 2 wins, join the current 2-win teams, and have most, if not all of them, not win another game. Because some of these teams have to win more games because they play each other.
There are ties. Excuse me.
Yes, but
hey, but what if you're sitting here? I mean, but for real, like let's just pull this up here. Week 17.
The Saints have the tiebreaker unless they lose and it's overtime, and they just decide
let's just run that clock.
We're gonna scuttle this thing.
Run this clock, baby.
Fair enough.
So there are weird things that can happen. As Ann said, I've seen some weird bleep in my life, which is true. So
that was convoluted. Let's answer the question.
Okay.
How many wins?
Me first?
What? Sure.
I think they win 2 more.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what 2, or just you're playing the odds?
They will split Browns Saints.
Gonna win one of those.
Yeah.
And then win a divisional game?
Yeah.
Okay,
so they will win one of the 3 this upcoming weekend, or one of the 2 Jags games.
Yeah. My answer honestly is not even an answer. It's like if I'm sitting here playing the sports book, and actually I'll go look it up here in a second, I would set the Titans remaining win over under at 2.5. Because really? And I have plans for an article this week because I did a little bit of legwork on this over the weekend of all of the teams not all of, but like since 2010 or something that started their season 1-8, and going back and looking at of all of the 1-8 starting teams, how did they finish? Like on average, how many wins does a 1-8 team finish with? Which I think will be an interesting way of looking at it. But the Titans are a team that we've kind of talked about, Austin, as miserable as things have been. I still kind of fundamentally have, just from a basic team archetype standpoint, the Titans are the archetype of team that were like, kind of destitute roster, a lot of young pieces, young quarterback, a lot of things trying to gel, instability in the first half of the season because of firings and whatnot. And it's not at all shocking. We see it relatively often that kind of team then becomes kind of pesky, and the young guys in natural progression are always going to tend to put some things together, and they'll probably fall into a win or two here or there. So my answer is probably 2 wins, but I mean, I'll kind of take a step out just for the sake of the show. I'll say they win 3 games and frustrate some people.
Nice. I'm going to be annoying here right now momentarily. So Troy has a comment, says, who QB for them to win? Cam isn't winning no games. So Troy, your incorrect grammar is saying that Cam is going to win games. Got him.
Good point, Austin.
I don't know what the first part.
I bet Troy feels really dumb right now.
So 3, man, I was not expecting you to say that. I don't know what to do.
I don't have
3 wins. You think they're going to win 3 more games with this defense?
Maybe
with
no.
This secondary.
I know it's
like
maybe
somebody
it's the
was like,
cynic in me.
somebody's like, oh, they're going to beat the Browns. Like, have you seen that? The Jets beat the Browns yesterday because they had 2 special team touchdowns. Now you could also say, yeah, but Jim DK.
That's right.
The Titans had the recipe to beat the Browns.
That's right. That's right. They've got the goods. Don't worry about it. Yeah, man. I just again, maybe it's me just being too cynical. Because if you ask me to explain like why or where those wins come from, I don't have like a rock solid thesis for you on that. Besides just generally, again, how many times have we seen this archetype of team start to put some things together down? Like something that I was talking to a friend about the other day on the topic of Brian Callahan, that I still think that it's going to kind of come back to bite him from a narrative standpoint, is that I think a lot of these young guys are just, again, natural progression. The more games under their belt they have, the more they will start to figure some things out. They're going to take some steps, whether it has to do with the coaching or not. And that's just like unfortunate for a fired coach. Like kind of the James Franklin thing this weekend, where it's like, well, what does this say about James Franklin? Did it say that he can't coach, that Penn State's hanging with Indiana?
What does it say about Hugh Freeze? The Auburn offense looks really good.
Right. But that's the point, is we always do this. When you fire a coach, you then hold whatever happens after that against them, even though turns out that whether a fired coach is there still or not still there, teams tend to be better at certain things in week 10 than they were in week 2.
Yeah,
and so
Shrike says this isn't the same archetype. This is a team that got a 1/4 of a bump. The 1/4 of an interim coach bump, and they don't have enough young guys to figure things out.
Hey, they covered last week. Okay. I mean,
yeah, they did. Shout out BTA Sports.
That's right. So, and that they covered against a team that just beat up on the Steelers, and the Steelers just beat up on the Colts. So if you if you do the math on that,
the Titans twice, so it's just one big circle. Is all that matters.
That's right.
So another thing that I wanted to get to, there was a comment. Let me see if I can go back and find it, because there are a couple comments. Ray School does kind of set us all level here. Easton, looking at the schedule, there's no team the Titans can beat without an Arizona level collapse. So we do have to remember that the one game the Titans have won had an unreal, unbelievable collapse by a bad team too.
Right.
Like,
this is true.
Just to
be clear, I won't be surprised. The only thing that will surprise me is if they win 0 games the rest of the year. And even then I'll be like, of course this team didn't win it. You know what I mean? But I just, the odds, because we've talked about this all year long, Austin, to win no games in the NFL, you have to be a unique combination of bad and very unlucky. Because every year, many, many bad teams win multiple games because somebody has to win the games. And they're all NFL players.
And the chat is all over this. Easton, how did the Titans cover against those Chargers?
How did that? I've kind of blocked this in my memory.
It's been a long time.
Was it the Chim DK punt return?
Their last and the Cody
score?
Barton pick six.
That's right. That's right. A couple of yeah.
They did the Jets thing, but they did it against the Chargers instead of the Browns. So they covered instead of win.
And I'm kind of speaking out of both sides of my mouth here because I've also been the guy that's been pounding the fact that the Titans played. And by the way, now take a look at how the Titans season began. Just an unbelievably unfair break for the fighting Brian Callahans to start the year, to be at the 8-2 Denver Broncos, then at home against the 7-2 Rams, and then at home against the 8-2 Colts to start the year. Those are the only 3 games Brian Callahan got to actually be the play caller and the head coach he was supposed to be. And
now he had problems. His faults got in the way of those things.
No doubt. But again, this is what I'm saying here is not in support of Brian Callahan so much as it is in support of not making changes in the middle or the early part of the season when you could just be patient and wait till the end of the season to fire everybody. They played much better opponents those 3 games that he was play calling for. The Titans scored many more points than they have per game in those games than they have since. Mm-hmm. And since they've played some real crappy teams, like they've played the Texans, they played the Raiders, they played the Cardinals, and yet the offense has still been on the scoreboard notably less productive.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
So
MB says, I was right last year when I said the Titans were getting the number 1 pick 6 games out, and A to Z disagreed. Same thing is happening this year. 1, you can't just say A to Z disagreed, because there are like 4 different people.
Did we put out a press release?
No, we don't have a company line. Like, we don't do that. So it's like, oh, Austin disagreed. Okay. Easton disagreed, or maybe both of us disagreed, but Zach maybe thought differently. Who knows what Sam thought at that point? I don't remember. I don't even remember what I thought at that point. So we are not just one voice that just agrees upon everything. Like, it's insane to think that. So I hate when people do that.
Just like, and again, you can, if you want to, like, this is kind of the like shock jock that throws stuff at the wall and then brags about the stuff that happens to land. Like, calling the Titans to win the number 1 overall pick today. Are they currently in the position? Yes. Do they analytically have the best odds of all the teams to get it because of where they are? Yes. I'm also just always going to fundamentally say no, probably not, because just because the Titans have the best odds, they don't have a majority odds. They have a plurality odds. There is, if we do odds of Titans getting the first pick versus the field getting the first pick, the Titans are at an extreme disadvantage right now. The odds are another of the 31 teams get the first pick than the Titans do. There's a lot of games left to play. So if you want to walk up to the roulette wheel here and say 37, I'm telling you it's going to be 37, and then stand here long enough for it to land on 37 and say, I told you so, then go for it, man. But the odds are it's not going to land on your number. Math.
There you go. So anyway,
that being said, they'll probably get the first overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are strong, but they're still, I mean, all they have to do is win one more game, and then they're in a pool where they're going to be behind whoever else is equal to them.
Right. One more win, and we are back to rooting for this has to happen, this has to happen, this
Where's
has to
Joe
happen.
Milton? What's his name up to? What's
Drew Lock?
Drew Lock, yeah. What's Drew Lock up to these days?
A good point, by the way, that last year, as bad and as unlucky as they were, it still took 2 extremely unlikely quarterback performances to get them to where they needed to be.
Yeah. All right. A couple things here. Daniel says, why is Easton doing an M&M with the hood thing today? Didn't explain it. What's the current temperature inside your home right now, Easton?
When I started the show 45 minutes ago, we had just dipped into the 40s. So
probably like 47 degrees inside.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on.
It's just kind of my vibe now. I'm just kind of switching it up.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just changing things. This is fall Easton.
That's right.
Post bye week Easton. You have no idea what you're going to get.
New me.
And Jeff said he's had a break at his orientation at his new job. He says, how about them Colts? Speaking of those Colts, yeah, how about them Colts? They helped me win a parlay yesterday with BTA Sports. So, nice. But we're also going to transition into this. So we just went through how many games we think the Titans will win the rest of the year. I said 2. You said 3. I think you're insane. There's no way this team.
I might be.
Easton, you just said you think Mike McCoy is going to win 3 games as an interim coach.
Mike's not going to do
it. That's for sure. The coach, the team that Mike McCoy is the interim head coach for is not going to win 3 out of 8 games. The only way this team wins 3 games over the next 8 is if they fire said Mike McCoward.
Which I would not be opposed to.
I'm down. I'm all in for it.
My guesstimation is based on Ridley is coming back this week. Key is coming back this week. I think Jeff is coming back this week. I think Cam and the rookie gang is going to just continue to get better. And I think that they will find a way to win some games despite everything else going around them. And also, a large portion of my prediction is based on some Titans cynicism, kind of like, of course, they'll find a way to win some games and ruin their positioning.
Did anybody expect the Dolphins to just blow the doors off the Bills yesterday? No.
Not even Mike McDaniel expected that, no.
No, and so and then they danced around their laundry bins in the locker room afterwards.
I saw that Mike McDaniels drove by the local Miami Bills backer bar after the game, like on his way home, to just like heckle people outside, which is awesome.
That's a coach who has nothing to lose because he's already lost his job.
It's a coach that's not afraid of personal harm.
Yeah,
I'd be a little worried doing that.
I don't know what his
in my really nice car. Okay.
Yep. All right. So, okay. Now let's ask this question: who is the biggest threat to the Titans for the number 1 overall draft pick? Who is the biggest threat to the Titans for the number 1 overall draft pick? The Titans currently are holding it, but Easton, tell us about our friends at Botero Carts.
Botero Carts. Life is short. Buy a golf cart with our friends at Botero Carts, a locally owned and operated company with 2 locations to serve you in the Middle Tennessee area, Columbia, Tennessee, or Gallatin, Tennessee. Full service sales and rental dealership. Again, locally owned and operated. They offer carts starting at just under $6,800 on 0% financing for 36 months. That's 3 years of no percentage points financing for you. They have no dealer fee, no credit card fees. It's not going to be a $6,700 cart that then turns into a $12,000 cart because of all of the hidden fees. No, the sticker price is what you're paying for at Botero Carts. They even have a no credit needed option if that's something that you're interested in. Check them out. Life is short. Everyone wants a golf cart. Get a golf cart with our friends at Botero Carts.
There you go. BTA Sports, better for betters. I had a good college football Saturday, which means I had some profit to play with on Sunday. And what did I do? BTA Sports helped me set up 2 parlays. 2 3-leg parlays. I hit one of them. The other one came 1 leg short. So BTA helped me out with 5 out of 6 great legs, and I doubled my college profits on Sunday with BTA Sports. How about this, Easton? The Colts money line, that was a pretty easy bet to make. Now, it went to overtime, but hey.
Kind of sweaty.
It was yep, no doubt about that. Little sweat going, but it was a good money line bet. Easy one right there. Then I used BTA for my other 2 legs. I loved what they had to say about the Ravens in Minnesota. So I had the Ravens minus 2.5 alt spread. Nice. And then I thought the savviest play that BTA gave me all weekend was Dolphins Bills under 49.5. Bang. How about that for BTA? Plus 300 parlay cash right there. Shout out to BTA Sports. Download the app today. Use the link in our Facebook title and YouTube description. The code ATOZ Sports gives you 14-day free trial and then a $79 12-month subscription. That's a great price to do that. I already won that back after week 2. If I would have just downloaded, I would have won it back yesterday. So right there with BTA Sports, better for betters. So we asked the question here, Easton, who is the biggest threat to the Titans for the number 1 overall draft pick? Here is the current Tankathon draft order. Mm-hmm. Titans by themselves with 1 win. Saints, Giants 2-8, Browns, Jets, Raiders at 2-7. So there's the top 6. I don't know if there's another team that's 3-7 currently, Miami or Washington, that could be a threat there. Jaden Daniels is out for a bit. Miami's just bad, even though they won yesterday against the Bills that nobody expected. But there's some competition here. So what's the chat saying first? Who's the biggest threat, the Titans, for the number 1 overall draft pick?
Yeah, let's see here. Daniel Caribbean says the Browns and the Raiders are the biggest threat. The Jets, according to Curtis and Eric, are their biggest threat. A Clip agrees the Jets are the biggest threat. How about the Saints from Scott Weaver? The Raiders, mentioned by a username that I can't pronounce. The Jets, the Titans themselves, they are their own biggest threat too.
Just to accidentally winning a game. That's fair.
That's
answer.
right. That's right. Totally. Jack calling a shot. The Easton's third win is going to come against the Chiefs. Lock that in. All right. I look forward to seeing how that happens.
There's no way the Chiefs. If this was like 2019 Chiefs or something like that, when they were just like resting players at the end,
there's a way.
sure.
Like Patrick Mahomes could be hurt and not play, and the Chiefs could turn the ball over 4 times.
But here's the problem, though, is that the Chiefs are in a spot where they can't afford to just like cash it in December.
No, they won't be doing that. That's for sure.
No, but when you have the Chiefs on the schedule in December, your hope is they have it all locked up.
Right.
It doesn't matter, and you'll be fine. They'll sit players and you'll win. But it's a conference game, and they are behind both the Broncos and the Chargers right now.
That's right. That's right. I mean, right now, I think they're technically on the outside looking in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, I think they're the 8th seed in the AFC. So they've got some work to do. The Saints, according to John and Eric, the Jets, the Saints, the Browns. So it's a lot of the teams that kind of the usual suspects, the 2 teams that we talked about being in a tank bowl this weekend at MetLife, the Jets and the Browns, and then the Saints for the pure fact that nobody believes in the Saints. And as Ann Herndon says, the Saints also, due to their strength of schedule, which of course is below 500 right now, and that's going to be a big tiebreaker for them. Same deal for the Browns, by the way. Their strength of schedule is just unbelievable. They don't play anybody. Nope, they sure don't. So good for them. I don't know, Austin. What does your gut tell you on who the most likely to screw this up for the Titans is?
I think it's the Jets.
Okay.
All they had is Breece Hall.
Well, I mean, Garrett Wilson exists.
Yeah, but all you have to do is just anybody could hand it to Breece Hall. Like,
this is true.
Garrett Wilson has to have the ball delivered to him in a talented way.
Sure. They also have Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Don't forget. They got some stars on that team on the defensive side too. I
mean, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. said, "You know what? We can trade Sauce Gardner because we have Jarvis Brownlee Jr."
That's right. That's the luxury that Jarvis affords.
But if you're looking at the other teams, like the Browns' defense is still very good. The Browns' defense will keep them in games more often than not. Mm-hmm. Like the Saints still have Alvin Kamara, and Chris Olave is a stud.
No doubt about that.
Now, Alvin and I believe in he's still.
He's not. He's a starter for sure. But
who's the Browns running back? I'm talking like the pieces.
Quinshawn Judkins, good player.
Okay,
rookie.
Yeah, fair. Okay, Breece Hall and Breece Hall's better than Kamara, but still, Kamara is a guy who can do things. Is he better than Tony Pollard right now?
Kamara?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say definitively better.
That's fair.
No, I mean, they're both kind of in that tier of like, okay,
right. So, but he's still somebody you can rely on. I think the Saints have some offensive pieces.
They do
that can do some stuff. And Tyler Shuck can throw to Chris Olave better than anybody wearing a Jets jersey can throw to Garrett Wilson.
I'm going to pull up who the Saints play the rest of the year. I'm kind of curious because we know they play the Titans, obviously, in week 17.
Yeah.
For all the marbles. Mm-hmm. But this season, the 2025 New Orleans Saints, if this will load. So they just played the Panthers. They have their bye this week, and then they finish with the Falcons, Dolphins, Bucks, Panthers again, Jets, Titans, Falcons. Oh, buddy, that looks like a
Saints are going to win some games.
Relatively easy schedule. To get the Panthers again, to get the Falcons twice. I mean, the Falcons are no easy out, but the best team easily on this schedule is the Buccaneers. The rest of the teams are either average teams or worse than average. So the Saints, I'm going to kind of cross off my list. Let's see what the Jets play the rest of the year. The New York Jets. They play
Patriots, Ravens.
You have it pulled up?
Yeah. And so here's the Jets. The Jets have the Patriots and Ravens, and then they lose both those. The Falcons at home, the Dolphins at home, at the Jags, at the Saints, Patriots and Bills. So the Jets have a similar amount of winnable games. No, less than the Saints.
Yeah, less than the Saints. I'm also fascinated by these head-to-heads. Like,
yeah.
between the Titans and the Saints, one of those teams is going to end up with another win. Between
the
the Saints and the Jets, one of those teams is going to end up with another win. So there are 2 wins between these 3 teams that are guaranteed no matter what.
Let's do something else. So the Dolphins as well. This is actually kind of crazy. So the Dolphins winning yesterday was massive, massive, because both the Saints and the Jets play the Dolphins. Then you have the Raiders play the Browns, the Titans play the Browns and the Saints. The Saints and the Jets play each other. And the Browns just lost to the Jets. So, like, you're just taking these 2-win teams plus the Dolphins and just mashing them up, and something's going to come out.
Yes, I have my answer, because I'm now looking at the Browns' remaining schedule. I think the Browns are the most likely to screw this up for the Titans. Not only do they have and this is it's a living document, so this can change, but how dramatically is the question? They are easily the worst strength of schedule right now in Tankathon at 4-7-4, and their remaining games, they're not all juggernauts, but they play the Ravens, the 49ers, the Bears, the Bills, the Steelers, the Bengals. These are, I mean, their most winnable games remaining on the schedule are at the Raiders, but I bet the Raiders are favored in that game. And then they play the Titans, where, who knows what that's going to look like. I also think, by the way, that the Browns, and I don't know what their vibe is as a team, but they have the luxury of cooking the books a little bit when it comes to, like, who they decide to roll out at quarterback, continuity at quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. Like, if he's bad, we can just continue to roll with bad. If he starts to put things together, maybe it's Shadur time. You know what I mean? So, and the Browns are a team that probably kind of wants to have their cake and eat it too. We know that they have all these picks from their trade last year with the Jaguars. So they have the ammo, obviously, to move up if they want to.
Right.
But they probably see this as an opportunity to, just absolutely reset the entire roster and dig out of the hole that they dug themselves with the Deshaun Watson trade by getting their quarterback and having all of these first-round picks and second-round picks to just hard reset.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Browns.
I want to throw another team in here. What about the Giants?
What about them?
Packers, Lions, Patriots, next 3.
Ooh. There's 3
Commanders,
losses.
Vikings.
They've lost their 2 best offensive players.
Commanders
and their quarterback's currently got potatoes for brains.
Right. Yep. So Packers, Lions, Patriots, then Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. Man, the Giants are in play here too.
They are, and you know what? The fact that they have those next couple of games in a row, I've got a buddy of mine that works for the Ringer who I was listening to this morning talking. He's a big Giants fan, kind of has a finger on the pulse of that whole situation. He's talking like, I'm not sure Dable survives this week or next week. Like, the next head coach fired, I'd bet if we looked up the odds today, is probably Dable. Now that we know the Mara family, the owners of the Giants, they are patient to a fault. And even if they decide to fire Dable, I would be really surprised if it came in season, because that's just not the way that they roll, wisely, if you ask me. But there is always the possibility that some real instability is afoot there if the coaching situation starts to get desperate or changed in season.
Agree. So what was
you
your
say
final
the Giants?
answer?
I say the
I said the
Browns.
Jets. My answer was the Jets.
Oh, excuse me. I mean,
Yes,
you just read off the Giants' schedule. It's pretty difficult.
No, I know, but I answered the Jets before I thought about the Giants.
Okay. And what's the rationale for the Jets? Is that they have a good
Jets
player?
have
They don't have a good player, I mean?
they have Brees Hall and that's it.
Right.
And they have motivation to suck.
They do. This is true.
Like extra, because they decided to do this.
Right.
This was the plan.
There's just something about, I don't know. I mean, everything that's gone on the past couple of weeks, there's clearly institutional belief in the not in the quarterback, in the head coach and the GM. Like, I think that they are signaling trust in these guys to figure it out. And I think that the coach is good at what he does. So something tells me that he's just going to start getting the train rolling in the right direction. Maybe they'll be the scrappy team. Like, the quarterback is really the thing that gives me the biggest pause. And if they are the team that screws it up for the Titans, it's probably the quarterback, right? So the point is, there's a lot of teams that are aggressively bad, like the Titans, that are going to be hard to outsuck. And we didn't even talk about whether or not we should, you should root for my philosophy on this, just to kind of get it out that we don't have time to turn it into a topic, but I don't think you should be rooting explicitly for the Titans to win or for the Titans to get better draft positioning. Just root for both. Root for the Titans and all of the other bad teams to win. That way the Titans can win, but also stay where they are in the draft order.
Yeah, I think we might have skipped over something a little bit. I want to get to here in a second, briefly, not too long of a topic, but first, Easton, tell everybody about the Bone and Joint Institute.
The Bone and Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine. They are located just off of I-65 down here in the Franklin area. There is the overlay. They have over a dozen specialists who can help you through any type of injury. State-of-the-art rehab facility on campus to help you recover. They've got clinic, testing, imaging, surgery, rehab, all under that one roof for your convenience. Schedule an appointment today at boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine.
Don't forget, BTA Sports already said they helped me win and put together a winning plus 300 parlay that I hit yesterday. The other parlay that I put together was like weird because I had a parlay boost where it had to be over 400 plus 400. So it kind of went a little risky, but I almost got that one. I was a Baker Mayfield fourth quarter drive away from having both potentially hit in that game against the Patriots. But make sure that you check out BTA Sports, Better for Bettors. They've got a great code. We have a great code for you. BTA Sports. You download it with the links in our show descriptions and use the code ATOZ Sports. That's ATOZ Sports for a $79 12-month subscription, but that's after a 14-day free trial. So you get a free trial on the front end before you got to pay anything. So you can cancel if you don't like it. But I won my money back in the first 2 weeks of the NFL seasons pretty easily. With that one, it was $99. So BTA Sports, Better for Bettors. So one thing, Easton, we kind of glossed over a little bit. Daniel says, I'm rooting for Cam to win out. That's all that matters, right?
Sure.
And says root for weirdness for sure. But it's all about Johnny Boy. I'm rooting for Cam to get a better team. And so it's how much it's in the margins of what yesterday also represented by the Jets, the Saints, the Dolphins, all getting a win is now you have more cushion. And because the number one overall draft pick is not a must. You have your quarterback. The number one overall draft pick could be a luxury for you to help restack. But you can still be picking second, third, fourth and be all rightish. I think fourth is a tough spot, but second or third, you can still be picking there and use that leverage to your ability to help build Cam. But you only get to the third overall draft pick by Cam winning some games. And so I think that's right. You want Cam to show you some more proof of concept. Because right now he's got a little bit of that, not enough consistency. He has not been very good. I think we all understand that. The Titans have been worse around him at most of the time. But it's how do you have more cushion for him to put some things together? And that's why I think yesterday truly was a big day overall for the franchise to just have more wiggle room.
Yeah, I was having a conversation somewhat recently with a member of the Titans front office about this from just a philosophical standpoint. Like, what do you root for? You know what I mean? And their point, which I think is really the only way that you can look at it, is you see the silver lining in whatever happens. You focus on this season, you focus on the team trying to win, and then you just kind of look up and see where you are when the chips fall at the end of the year. And if you continue to lose out, then great. If you win, then great for Cam. And you just got to be a glass half full guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because winning is absolutely important for Cam Ward. There's no doubt.
Yeah. And especially because the guys that will help Cam win are also young players that you want to have that proof of concept too. Yep. Daniel says the number 2 pick got the Browns at King's Ransom for the Eagles for wins. Yeah, that's true. That was the
number 2 or 3 pick this year is not like
it's a good spot.
You can trade down from the 2 and the 3 pick. You can.
I mean, look what just happened this past draft.
That's
the
right.
Number 2 pick went for a pretty decent price
for a non-quarterback.
I'm
not saying there's a Travis Hunter in this class, but I'm just saying it happens.
Yeah. It's funny. I was listening to something. I think it was this morning. And it was like, it's just a shame that the Heisman Trophy is basically just turned into the best quarterback on one of the best teams.
Right.
It's like, except for last year.
Right. Actually,
like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. No, you know what? No, last year though. But other than that, yes, you're correct. So, all right. That is it for us. Easton, hopefully your heat is working better by the
I
next
just
time
got
we
a
see
message from the guy, so I got to go call him.
Oh, fantastic.
So.
That's great. Shout out to Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process. You can go see them in Lebanon or online at wilsoncountyhyundai.com to save money on your new ride. That is it for us on this Monday. Titans get 5 wins when they've only had 4 wins combined back-to-back years. So big winning weekend for the bye week. We'll catch you guys later on. Buck Rising Live again for prime time tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, like the show, subscribe to our channels, and follow us on Google. See you guys later on.